So, big weekend of boxing coming up. Can Fabio Wardley beat Jutis Huni? Watch this video. Hello, welcome to Tommy Edson. I hope you're all well. So, this coming weekend, a decent boxing weekend, actually. We got Fabio Wardley at Portman Road, the football stadium of his famous favourite club, if you want to call him that, Ipswich Town, and he's going to be facing off against Jutis Huni from New Zealand, isn't he? Now, some decent fighters coming out of Australia and New Zealand in the last few years, and so a couple of prospects I've been looking at the last year or so, and they look really decent. But Jutis Huni is no slouch here. He's well famed for his amateur pedigree, and he's been doing really well in his first few fights in the professional world. But obviously, coming up with Fabio Wardley, who seems to surprise people every time he fights, heavy-handed, always energetic, always on the front foot, ready to have a brawl. So this could be a classic. This could be a great fight. So I'm not going to call it. I'm not here to call it. I'm just saying that, it'd be very interesting to see at which stage both these fighters are. You're going to have the amateur pedigree coming through in Jutis Huni, or we're going to have the Fabio Wardley, with relative inexperience, but he just keeps on winning each time. But we've had this conversation before. Fraser Clark, we had it with Adelaide as well. We've had it with various different opponents, and we keep on asking the same question: at what level is Fabio Wardley? At what point are we going to see him come unstuck? And so far, well, he's been answering all his critics. In fact, he's been telling them all to sit down and shut up because he's been doing the business. And fair play to him. How far can he go? I mean, the rankings have him way up there, but, it's hard to say whether Fabio Wardley really is top 10, top 5 in a world ranking when you kind of look at who he's fought. And if he starts getting into beyond Jutis Huni, but, he's supposed to be fighting Jarrell Miller, and I don't rate Jarrell Miller anyway, but, if he'd fought a bigger name in Jarrell Miller, that would have put him a lot closer to top 5 for me. Fighting the Jutis Huni, on paper, it actually appears to be a much more dangerous fight for Fabio Wardley, and a lot of people would agree that. But at the same time, I don't think it does a lot for him to propel him forward. I know it's a short notice replacement in for Jarrell Miller here, but at the same time, in terms of careers, I'm not sure how well this serves Fabio Wardley. Now, this is assuming that he's going to win. I mean, if he loses, that's it. It's back to the drawing board. Whoever wins this is going to go onwards and upwards, and whoever loses it is going to go back to the drawing board again. And both have got a bit of time on their sides as well. So it'd be interesting to see. Really looking forward to this fight. The undercard is pretty decent as well. Got to say, the other big fight of the weekend, Callum's taken on Zucco from Italy, the Italian brute that he is. Look, he's got a British Commonwealth title. He's going for European. It's a great natural progression for Callum Simpson here. He goes from British to Commonwealth, and he's got the European. If he can get past the Italian here, he's no mean slouch here. You're in the mix here. You're in the mix for starting to go into that world level. It's that stepping stone, that final stepping stone. I know some boxers sort of sidestep the European route and they could go for all these other intercontinental bouts and everything, but actually I think it's some worthy opponents and some tough opponents on the European circuit as well. So look, I'm not sure what the future will be for the Italian Zucco, even if he wins, but for Callum Simpson, this is going to be a great way to project him forward onto bigger and better things. Actually, I can't wait. This is a fight I'm really interested in, I've got to say. The Fabio Wardley, of course, for sheer entertainment, for sure, brute force. I mean, who doesn't like a heavyweight fight? I do, got to say. But I gotta say, the Callum Simpson Zucco fight, that's going to be an interesting one as well. Some decent fights on the undercard there. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Is Fabio Wardley all that? I suppose that's the question. Do we have to keep on asking the same thing? Is he all that? What's his actual level? Because if you're asking me honestly, I really don't know. I don't know what his level is, because he could be one of those boxers where he has just a great equalizer in his right hand. That heavy-handedness, that sheer power that he's got could just be the equalizer. That could overcome any technical inferiority that he has over his opponent, or under his opponent, I should say. So it could be great guns for him, or we could finally see where he's actually at. And, you know, if he does fail at this level, or if he does get beaten in his next fight, there'll be lots of people just waiting to jump out and say, look, I told you so. He's only a white-collar boxer. He was never that good anyway. But I think that, you know, I think you'd be doing him a big disservice there, because I think he's proven himself time and time again. And look, exactly what he did to Fraser Clark in the last fight, just completely demolished him within a couple of rounds, and you know, that's what you get. And if this is the level that he's at a pretty decent level. Let's make no bones about it. But look, great fight coming up, as I say. Fabio Wardley against Jutis Huni, and some decent fighters coming out of Australia and New Zealand as well. And I got to say, one of the best prospects that I've seen. Anytime he fights, I think, wow, he's got some power. This lad is Terra Moana. I think you repeat his name twice, Terra Moana. I'm not exactly sure why, but there we go. I think he's had 7 fights. I think he's going to be fighting again shortly as well. So watch out for him, because he seems to be doing pretty well. And he's signed with Matchroom Eddie Hearn as well. So that's a name for the future. But for this weekend, it is Fabio Wardley against Jutis Huni. That'd be a decent one. Callum Simpson against Zuko of Italy. Decent fight again. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, keep on watching the videos. Don't forget, you can get my sporting books from the website revelatoralf.com, and all the merchandise there as well. And with that, well, I'll catch you again in another video coming very soon. Bye now.